Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers, geezers, geeks alike. It's this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast, and there's not much positive things to talk about apart from slow horses, which is really good. So, I'm joined on this miserable journey by Keith.
Hey.
A man that embodies eternal. Oh, I need Nigel because it makes more sense with Nigel.
Yeah, it does.
So, hello.
Hello. So yes. Well, look, we do look. Slow horses was awesome. So we can get into that. So we can finish on a high, even if we have to start on a low. What do you want to do first?
Let's get over Doctor. What the fuck?
Doctor, what the fuck?
Doctor,
Okay.
what the fuck is going on? Right. So first things first. The first thing. And I hate this because it feels like I'm being fucking gaslit or they're trying to destroy my history. Thing is the Black Isaac Newton.
Well, it was Indian. So he is
Indian fucking black.
Yeah,
it wasn't fucking. He wasn't British.
The actor that played him was half Indian, and it was deliberate. Now, the BBC will argue that this was colorblind casting. It's bullshit.
Oh, fuck off!
Not only is it bullshit, right? It is that you wouldn't do that the other way around. You wouldn't have a fucking white guy playing well, you have done, but you know, I was about to say you wouldn't have a white guy playing Mahatma Gandhi, but you did. But
Martin Luther King.
You wouldn't have exactly. There you go. You wouldn't have a white guy playing that, and call that colorblind casting, would you? There would be a fucking riot on the street. So Isaac Newton, one of the most famous fucking people to have ever walked this earth, was British and white, right? So yeah, that just got to me straight away because it's racist. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is racist. And you've called what's his face's casting as Mahatma Gandhi racist. You've called that in modern terms racist. So how is this any different? It's not any fucking different. It's just because it's a white guy, it's perfectly fucking acceptable into today's society. Fuck off, BBC. You're racist and you know it. So yeah, there was that. That was shit. That pissed me off right from the offset. Because it's not colorblind casting at all.
You know why there wasn't much in the trailers in this episode, don't you?
Well, there was no one in it.
There was nothing fucking in it.
Well,
a bottle episode. Episode.
It was the cheap episode. Some people are comparing it to Midnight.
No.
It's not Midnight. It's not Midnight. It would have been an okay episode in a season of Doctor Who, right? It would have been okay. Take out the woke bullshit at the beginning. Take out the fucking doubling down of the Timeless Child, which incensed me. Because
and half the universe is still fucked.
Yeah,
it was all the universe last time I checked.
Yeah,
didn't
exactly.
fucking undo that, did you?
So he undid half of that. That really annoyed me. The Doctor is from fucking Gallifrey. It was Chris Chinball's fucking arrogance that made this story go through, rewriting over 50 years of history, and William Hartnell will be wriggling in his grave even more now. And you watch that fucking program that they put out on the 50th to show how much Hartnell cared, and then you just go and wipe all that history away. Oh, the Doctor's not from Gallifrey. I made a name. And again, it was to bait us. These people claim to be nice, claim to be, bastions of truth, and we're all progressive and we're all lovely people and we are saints. Oh, you should all make me Saint Chris Chinballs. It was arrogance and ego that did that. and Russell T Davies being too much of a pussy to unwrite it. But anyway, that's another thing. Then we had David Tennant being gay, now being the gay Doctor. I kind of saw that coming. That some people have found that more egregious than I did. I knew it was coming. I knew that it's going to be there the minute you get Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor, so I knew that was coming. So that didn't really take me by surprise. But you cut that bullshit out. It was competently written in the fact that there was some competent writing there. Was it a particularly good episode?
No. Do you know what it felt like? It felt like a big finish.
No, I think Big Finish is better than that.
Okay.
I thought it was a bit empty. I thought it was the cheap episode, and
that's the bit that got me. They've got to talk about this massive budget they've got, and you have a bottle episode, a cheap episode. What was it?
In the 60th.
Three rooms and 3 corridors.
In a 60th anniversary episode, and it's like, you know, all these people online were going, "Oh, it's an amazing episode." I said, "Look, you know, regardless of what you think of the episode, I thought it was mediocre at best. If you cut out all the egregious crap that was in it, you cut out that bullshit. Actually, you know, it was a mediocre episode, but this isn't a season of Doctor Who. This is the 60th anniversary. Where is the celebration of everything? No, this is bloody fucking Russell T Davies reliving his glories days. It is Russell T Davies's ego on screen. This isn't celebrating 60 years of Doctor Who. Not only did you fucking double down on one of the most controversial stories where statistically over half the fan base hate, not only did you do that, you fucking put a thing in the beginning so you can sort of call all white guys racist for what you did with the whole Newton thing, which is bullshit because it's you that are the racist ones. And then you do all of that bullshit. There was nothing. The only thing that made me smile, the only thing that made me really smile in this episode was the last 2 minutes. Because it was nostalgic. And for many reasons quite emotional. I hate the fact that this was Bernard Cribbin's last piece of work in Doctor Who, because the episode was abysmal, and it is not a 60th anniversary special. There is nothing. You look at the 50th, right? And I remember Moffat, and God, I hate the fact that you're right.
I told you, begging for Moffat by the time this is all over.
I'm already begging for him.
Well, we don't want any female character. We're done with the female characters. Oh shit! No one can write female character. Sorry.
Well, it's true. This is not the 60th anniversary. This is not celebrating the 60th anniversary. You have done nothing. You baited us for a year going, oh, you can all speculate about what's going to happen. What the fuck has happened? You have baited the entire fan base for 2 things. And, you know, when somebody actually called you out on your shit, especially when you had to go at, you know, disabled people, what did you write, Russell, on Twitter? Tough. Fuck you, you arrogant cunt. Because you are. And you're pissing me off week by week now. You are delusional. And it makes me more angry. Trying changing the subject before we really get I do like the white of the new TARDIS set, and the fact that I don't know what they did with the camera work this time, or if they made it a bit more blue. It looked a bit better this time around, but it's still too cavernous. It's still too cavernous,
empty and hollow.
Yeah,
with some spectacle.
But I do like the white.
Doctor Who. So, right, going back to the episode. So you had these weird creatures that I was like, okay. When they got stuck down the corridor, I was like, fucking hell. This is the adult episode. This is the fucking kids episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the thing is this? They could have done some real good stuff with it if they thought it through. But the problem is that Russell T Davies always had this habit of heaping in some shit that I really didn't like. So I'll give you an example. You had what was the Titanic episode called? The Christmas Titanic episode.
That was Will's first one. That was the Kylie Minogue episode, wasn't it?
Voyage of the Damned. That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
that was it.
All
Yeah.
right. So in there you have an allegory for being gay. Yeah. So which was the cybernetics thing, which was both for the guy who was who's owned the ship and the fucking red pineapple creature. You had that in there. You had he just puts these. He was always putting these shit bits in there that I didn't like. Yeah, it was like the what do you call it? It was he would always put these weird quirky bits in there I couldn't fucking stand. Like the Time Lord one, the last Time Lord one. We had the fucking cactus people. Yeah. So why did you need the cactus people in there like that?
I
Yeah.
always found it's funny you mentioned that the cactus people were annoying. I always found that episode slightly creepy because when you watch the Doctor Who Confidential, it has an actor in there. The actor that you're talking about, the gay allegory, was Russell Tovey, right? Now, Russell Tovey is gay in real life.
No. It was the guy who played Max Stingy. He was supposed to be the allegory, and the pineapple person.
Well, Russell Tovey was in that.
Oh, yeah, and then there was that too.
And the thing is, right, Russell Tovey is half Russell T Davis's age, and there was a very almost the way you watch him talk about him. There is an element there that is a bit creepy.
Now it's weird because if this would have been a Toby Whitehouse episode that was written, yeah, it would have made sense because he worked with him before. And I watched Under the Lake, and when the thing falls, the two-parter one with the words and the ghosts, yeah.
Yep.
And I know you're reading the comments.
Sorry,
and I'm like, I forgot how fucking good some of those Capaldi episodes were. And it had a deaf lady in there, and she was like second in charge. She wasn't like amazing or anything, yeah. And then there was the bit where she was getting chased by one of the things, and because she's deaf, she can't hear him behind her, and she has to like put her hands on the floor so she can feel the thing dragging an axe behind her, and it worked. But
yep,
storytelling. I miss storytelling.
I know what they do. Look, I get. I mean, look. As much as this is egregious, it's still more competently written than any Chimbal episode, right? I will say that. But it's a trick. You've got people going, "Oh, an amazing episode, fantastic episode." Yeah, all right, you liked it because you're used to having really shit Doctor Who, and at least this is slightly competently written. But this is not a new season of Doctor Who. That comes next year. This is the 60th anniversary. There is not. This is celebrating his fucking ego. I'm sorry, it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off.
Let's compare it to Tennant's last run where he had those 4 episodes. Yeah, had the Waters of Mars, the one with the desert, the Planet of the Dead, and the 2-parter for the End of Time or whatever it was. Yeah, he had those. They were the fucking night and day between the two of them. They were clearly done. They were clearly building towards something. They clearly had a goal. Everything made a bit more sense. Characters developed. Still some Russell T Davies shite in there, but I just I told you, you'd be begging for Moffat at the end of this. Really, seriously, just because I know that Moffat did that. He bent the knee because he was told to bend the knee. Because he said it publicly to me and 200 other people with a pissed off Peter Capaldi sitting next to him. So I know that's the truth there. But if you compare these to the 50th episode, what the fuck are you trying?
There is no comparison. You're going to have an hour next week, and there's going to be no other doctors turning up in this. There's going to be no other. I think is this going to be again Russell T Davies. None of this is celebrated. The only thing that you're celebrating is the episodes is your own work. You arrogant twatbag. You're reliving your heyday. You're reliving the pit that when you wrote the most popular thing, right? You've written drama since, but it did not have the awareness or the level that Doctor Who has had. The thing that you came close to was Years and Years, but that wasn't a critical success like that season 4 of Doctor Who was with Donna, right? And all you're doing is re-celebrating that. Yes, Donna was my favorite companion, and that pairing was genius. right? And whilst I love Matt Smith as a Doctor, and arguably he is now my favorite, the pairing of Donna and David Tennant was just genius. But that's all you're celebrating. You're celebrating none of what has come before, and that's what the 50th did. The 50th did that brilliantly. But this, no. This is celebrating his ego, and that's it. And I'm already done. I mean, the Isaac Newton thing pissed me off because it was done deliberately. It was done deliberately. And this isn't color. Right. You can get away with colorblind casting in something like Bridgerton, even though there are historical characters in there. They're written into a fucking story that is complete bullshit. So you can get away with that, right? Because a lot of the characters in there are fictional characters. That's fine. I'm fine with that, right? Because it feels a bit fairy tale, right? But when you have one of the world's most famous people, literally every fucking school child that does science all around the world, right? Even in these communist countries, know who the fuck Newton is. There is literally a measurement named after him, right? And everybody knows who he is. This wasn't colorblind casting. This was baiting. So that you can call us, oh, it's angry white straight men again. Because that's what you want to do. Well, yep, I'm straight, I'm white, and I'm angry, and you're a fucking racist. I'm speaking to you.
You're a liar. No, it's not. It's not any of this. You're just a liar. You lied about that, and now you're lying about this. You're just a liar. Full stop. I'm not going to bandy insults with a fucking liar. It's that simple. See, it was late last night. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, I bought Five Nights at Freddy's and I watched Five Nights at Freddy's. And I watched that and I got to the end of it. And I kind of enjoyed that. Okay, it wasn't great, but I kind of enjoyed that. And then I was like, I could watch Doctor Who. And I was going to watch it in the gym while I was pedaling on the torture machine. And I'm like, oh, fuck it. All right, I'll watch Doctor Who. So I watched Doctor Who and that first bit knocked me off. And then the thing with the TARDIS running away. Oh, the TARDIS has run away. No, the TARDIS has run away because I reset it. And then it was like, okay. And then they had that corridor set, the CGI one. It was shit.
Yeah,
we got this big budget and it was shit. And I was like, okay. And then they had the slow robot. And I'm like, kind of.
Yeah, but the thing with the robot, I made a comment about that because somebody posted that and they really clearly didn't get my thing. I said I was half expecting that robot to go, I'm so depressed. And they went, mental health issues are not funny. I'm just like,
fucking go work for the Serious Cybernetic Corporation.
First of all, this was because then one guy went, great, that had double meaning because some of the best original episodes were written by Douglas Adams. Because guess what? Douglas Adams wrote for Doctor Who quite a fucking bit.
Oh, he just happened to write the best set of episodes for the OG series, which was Genesis of the Daleks.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm glad. You see, I can always rely on you. My favourite as well. So it had a double meaning, right? And it was subtle, but there was a guy that got it, right? He went, double meaning there. I said, yes, thank you. He goes, Genesis of the Daleks was my favourite as well. And I went, thank you. I've got it on DVD and Blu-ray. I'm
really sad because I really like Remembrance of the Daleks, and I think I'm the only person who does like Remembrance of the Daleks.
No, I like Remembrance of the Daleks. But anyway, no, the robot kind of reminded me of Marvin, and it just made me giggle. And then I thought, actually, that's a double meaning as well. And I would have loved if there's some guy done that on purpose, right? But no. Yeah, that would have been a nice little 60th Easter egg, a little nod. But no. This is all about ego. This whole thing. But anyway, it pissed me off. But do you want to carry on whinging about it, or shall we? Wilf was good though. It was lovely to see Bernard Cribbins.
As soon as I saw Wilf at the end of the episode, I was like, okay, maybe watching this wasn't as bad as I thought. And I just seeing him. I hope he's in it again one more time. I don't think you're right. I don't think any of the fucking doctors are going to turn up. I don't think the doctors are going to turn up. I think what you're going to do, is we're going to sit there and you're going to see references to loads of other things. So you're going to see We've got the Avengers Towers reference in there already. You've got the TARDIS being lifted by the helicopter reference from the 50th in there. And we're just going to see reference after reference after reference, and it's just really poor shit writing. Russell T Davies has lost it. I think one thing with Russell T Davies, I think he might be a bit fucking jealous of Stephen Moffat, because Stephen Moffat's had more success televisually wise than Russell T Davies has.
Arguably, he had more success in the Doctor Who role than Russell T Davies did. It became big with Matt Smith. He wrote the best Doctor introduction episode ever.
11th Hour was fucking amazing.
It's genius. He wrote the best episodes under Russell T Davies's era. We all know it. And yeah,
when he hit them out the park, he fucking nailed it, and I mean nailed it.
I agree. But this was pants. I mean, it was just pants.
It's a bottle episode for a 60th.
Yeah. These 3 episodes should have been epic. One long story. You could have brought Donna back and David Tennant back, and had you done a celebration of all that come before with Donna and that version of the Doctor as the main 2 lead roles, no one would have had a problem with that, right? Because I mean, yeah, look, Donna is still probably the most popular companion, but I mean, the BBC it is time for the BBC to die. In a recent Ofcom thing, 45% of people think the BBC has lost touch, right? And when you actually see who they fucking did this thing, well, it was middle class people, and 45% out of 67%, right, of the middle class population thought the BBC. The BBC's dead. In the next 10 years, the BBC is gone. Because young people are watching their fucking stuff by streaming services anyway, and the main target for the BBC is elder people, right? It's people my age, our age, and above, right? That's their main target. I will never ever, if I come back to the UK, I am not buying a TV license. Go get fucked, because the BBC is not worth a single penny. It does not represent me. They are not impartial. They are not making the quality dramas anymore. They keep filling it with their politics. Every single fucking drama they put out, they are even now doing it in their news. They cover more women's stories than anything else. There is, there's evidence out there now to show this. Ofcom themselves have done a fucking reference to it. The BBC are done for, because they're not impartial. The head of drama said being woke. Their head of drama said being woke is an honourable thing. That's not impartiality. Now I know what happened when Gary bloody what's his face let off, and it doesn't matter whether you agree with him or not. The BBC is meant to be impartial. That they are funded by the public. They are there to make for everybody. For the working class, for the middle class, for the upper class. They should be making programs for everyone.
All they have to do is they don't have to do anything with the BBC. All they have to do is just need to criminalise not playing the licence thing. That's it.
Well, it's not. So, this is bullshit. The BBC made this out. This is absolutely true. If you stream things, right, and only stream things, so if your TV is not connected to an aerial, it is not against the law to not have a TV license.
No. There's a great guy on YouTube called the Black Belt Barrister who went through the legal things. If you watch any live TV broadcast in the UK, so say if you're on Amazon and you are watching the football, you need a TV license for it, whether you watch the BBC or not.
That's not what I heard on Talk TV. So
no,
I know
the guy went through it and he showed you all the clauses. Very well done. I'm talking about proper boring and educational. Guy called Black Belt Barrister. If you want to look him up, because there's a couple of other people that argue you don't. I'm not buying a TV license ever. Well, anyway, all I want is the government just to stop decriminalising paying for the TV license. That's all it is. It's no longer, because it's a criminal offence.
I think they should go over it.
Just remove it.
I think
no, don't have to do anything, because it will collapse in on under its own weight. That's all that'll happen. It'll be just brilliant. Simple bit of legislation. We remove that little clause saying it's a criminal.
Well, there are less and less people buying TV licenses because less and less people own a TV. Now, watching something on Amazon live, it doesn't give you the warning, and they have to give you the warning. I think it is purely Channel 4 and
No, no, no. It's live TV. Trust me, it's live TV. Any live TV.
hmm,
Yeah,
doesn't.
because they wanted. This is the thing that fucked me off. Because they wanted to extend it to internet streams of things not broadcast in the UK. Yeah. So from a broadcaster in the UK. So football counts because it's from a broadcaster in the UK. Okay. So when you watch on Amazon or BT Sports or whatever, yeah, and it's streamed that, they wanted to extend it to YouTube streams and Twitch streams.
Yeah, but more
Fuck
and
the
more people are.
BBC.
Yeah, but more and more people are not watching it.
Don't
So,
type "fuck the BBC" into to the internet. You get something rather fucking different.
but
I ain't doing that game. That was a bloody mistake.
when we first started this, I was a staunch defender of the BBC. It is time for the BBC to die.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. They abandoned me, not the other way around.
Mm.
Let's just quickly go through some of the comments because the guys have been chatting and we've been ranting. So first things first. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
And then we got Biffa. They borrowed from the movie The Thing. I only wish they borrowed from the movie The Thing. They would have had some people on there. And
they said that was an influence. That was a thing, but
and then there's this. They destroyed the TARDIS and then fixed it before the episode ended. Yeah. They also kind of bollocksed up some things. Can we just talk about the Elon Musk thing? Did you see this?
I've seen more of it because can you go email? So I've seen it all. So yeah, this brings us on to a larger conversation of Disney. So yeah, yes, but the Elon Musk.
Okay, all right. So yeah. So hang on a second. Let's just finish up these comments. So Dr. Starbook felt a TV show made by Kathleen Kennedy. I think it was slightly better. But definitely cut from the same cloth, I think is probably the best way I would describe it.
They finally released Indiana Jones here. I watched the first 20 minutes. Bad CGI, good Indiana Jones. Then Indiana Jones appears without a top on, looks old, haggard, and looks ready, about to die. And then What's-Her-Face turns up, and I switched it off because it was unwatchable.
Okay. Will never happen. The BBC BBC have made adverts for funding and then scrap TV license.
They do in their commercial things, but it is going to happen because it is going that way. It will happen. It won't happen for another 10 years, but I think the BBC's got 10 years of life because more and more their viewing figures are slowly dropping every year. And if you look at the off count, every year they're going down, right? And this is across the board. They're not making progress. They're in big trouble. And it won't happen with a Conservative government, but a Labour government's going to get in next time, probably.
No, it's not going to happen with the fucking Labour government. They're best friends. Oh, no. Keith, naive.
No, they're not.
Naive.
I think you'll see the BBC dead within 10 years.
I'm going to send you highlights from the Labour Party conference, and you'll go, okay.
Yeah,
wow,
no. I know what they're saying.
Clusterfuck.
Behind closed doors. The BBC.
Yeah, know what's happening behind closed doors.
No, I know that a lot of people are not happy with the BBC. I've read a lot of stories there. On the face of it, they're happy with the BBC, but they're not. The BBC's fucking liberal. They're not left. They're not leftist Labour. They're not liberal now.
They're not liberal. That's not how liberal. Conservatives fucking bit more liberal than fucking the BBC. They're borderline communists, Keith. They want to control the message, control what you think. Top-down control, fucking control of everything. The message, the people, the lot. They want to sit there. They want to deny your fucking existence, your reality, put you in a box, and stop all this thing. They're not fucking liberal. Liberal people are like, kind of, look, we'll do this. If this works, it works. If it don't work, it don't work. Come on, let's move on. Yeah, that's more conservatives liberal than fucking the BBC.
I think the evidence though is showing that the generally the viewership is down. The target audience is getting older and older and older. Younger people are not watching the BBC. They don't make the quality dramas anymore. And it's a myth that all young people are woke and stupid. They're not. Yes, some of the people that go to the more higher end universities are, but they watch streaming services anyway. They don't buy TV licenses. They're all on Netflix and Disney Plus. So even the people that the BBC are stupidly the ones that they should be targeting, they're not watching your content because they stream it, and they tell the BBC that they've got a license because they put on their BBC accounts that they live with their mummies and daddies who do have a TV license. But that's going to end soon because the mummies and daddies who do have the TV license don't want to watch your shit anymore. The only reason that they do, and the only reason they continue to say, I don't want to watch stuff with adverts, watch a streaming service. And more of them are discovering that, and discovering that genuinely there's better stuff on there. The BBC are done for. Their figures are going down and down and down. It's not going to be long before they implode. Look what happened with Gary Lineker. That's the beginning. It's going to happen again.
All right. Let's, one moment.
But anyway, Elon Musk. We've got to talk about
Hold on.
Hi, this is Nigel, and I'm talking in my lovely narrator's voice. Bask in its loveliness. But don't bask for too long. We need your help. Come to YouTube and watch our videos for the love of God. Well, send Keith round to your next barbecue and he'll eat all your food. Toasty! You have been warned.
Sorry, I just figured we'd put a break in there so catch my fucking breath. So I saw this and I was like, kind of, Elon Musk said something. And I'm like, he says something all the time. What's he said? He said, fuck you. And I'm like, and then I watched the, because I was like, was this like in public? Or I was expecting it to be on Twitter, I'll be honest with you. I was sitting there going, okay, I looked for the tweets and I'm like, okay, who's he said fuck you to? Who's he replied fuck you to? And it wasn't. It was during a big fucking press event with the New York Times or some newspaper or something, and he just talked about how companies are trying to push influence and not do straight business. And he called it out perfectly.
It's brilliant, and I'm sorry to bring up the BBC again, but I'm bringing it up in context of this, right? The guy that did the interview with him, who was an idiot, right? And Elon Musk just walked all over him. This guy was a plonker, right? Goes, I interviewed him at the beginning of the year, and he's still being erratic and blah, blah. It's like, no, he's not being erratic. Right, if you'd said he's put people's jobs on the line by doing this and reacting like this, yep, there is an angle for that, right? Even though I think he has every right to say it. It's his company. Yeah, we can criticize him for putting people's jobs at thing, but it's his company. It is a private-owned company, right? And this bullshit, show me the evidence that Apple products and Disney adverts are coming up against neo-Nazi websites. Show me that evidence.
Right. No, right.
That's the whole thing is over.
Whoa. This fucks me off.
I know it fucks me off.
Fucks me off. Do you know why? Because you know why it fucks me off? Because those adverts are not sold against the videos; they're sold against the users who watch the videos. Yeah, they sit there and they categorize it and say, "This is 40-year-old male, married homeowner. He'd probably be interested in these things." They're the people we want to sell to. Not the video. It's never been the video. I know this because we've done advertising campaigns, and it never. Ever said about put the fucking video.
And actually, you've seen, it happens on all social media platforms that if you're a member of a particular group that you might not politically align with the Disney, you still get Disney adverts on that. This is targeting Twitter because they've got to bug up their ass about Elon Musk, right? And they've decided that they want to burn Twitter, and this is their way of doing it. And and Elon Musk called them out. And he went, fuck you. I don't care. Fuck you. Off you go then. And he goes, and he's even said, if that puts Twitter into the ground, then so be it. Fuck you. I mean, look, you can say what you like about him, but he's sticking to his guns on this one. And it was the bit afterwards that we went, high pop. That's the bit that got me. I mean, it just fucking genius. And the guy that was interviewing him after he said that was just totally lost for fucking words. Yeah, I've got something to say. Fuck you.
My reply would have been quite simple. I'm sorry, guy. I'm sorry, Elon. Not very broadcast friendly. I know we'd have come back with something. I goes, because the truth is that's the truth at that point in time.
But I mean,
and it's
go on.
This is what happens when a fucking pension company, a company that you give your pension to, decide that they rule the world and they have political influence. Yeah, a pension company with your money is ruining your fucking entertainment, your workplace, your life, because for some reason they've got a bug that's called up their ass thinking that they're in charge. No.
Biff has made a comment. The guy is called Andrew Ross Sorkin. He hosts a 6-hour CNBC. Is that the guy that was interviewing them? Because this guy, right? This guy is not a journalist, right? Because this guy is on the fucking tape from Disney. Because Bob Iger comes in and Bob Iger does this interview and this is where, because if you've seen the news this week, this is where the line the Marvels was a flop because there wasn't enough executives on set.
No, well, no, hang on a second. Hold on a second. Hold, Bob, wait a moment. James Gunn was fine. He made you money this year, didn't he?
Only just. I think Guardians of the Galaxy made. I think it was their highest grossing movie, but it was only like 150 million. It wasn't a lot. Not by Disney standards. They've had $1 billion movie every fucking year.
But given the string of flops, it's their biggest success.
Well, here's the thing: they've lost 750 million this year. 750 million, right? But this guy, I mean, he came out with right. He comes out with this thing, right? He started playing Bob Chapek, right? Blaming Bob Chapek for fucking everything. He then goes, I launched a really successful streaming service. We got into the streaming service, and I think I've been really successful. Disney Plus has lost $11 billion to date. Lost. It has not made any money. It has lost Disney $11 billion. That's a fact. It's out there. Right? So, and he wasn't called out for that. Like and like all this stuff, and in fairness, the guy was asking a few provocative questions, but like all this stuff, all the failures, all the failure of Star Wars, the failure of Marvel, that was put into place not by Bob Chapek, by you, Mr. Iger. You're a fucking.
I'll be honest with you. When Bob Chapek was in there, the stock prices were doing a lot better. When he turned around and says, "Look, we're not going to get involved in this ideological nonsense with Ron DeSantis," if the activists in the company would have let him be quiet, would have been quiet, I think all of this problem wouldn't have fucking happened. But because Mr. Iger can't employ people without some kind of political or ideological bent, he fucked himself royally in the arse. And I can't wait for the South Park follow-up episode to the Pandaverse.
And Mr. Chapek, you actually, board of Disney, you need to fire this fucking idiot Iger. You really do. Like, the reason that the Marvels were failed has nothing to do with having executives. It's the fact that you cast directors by their skin color or their politics or by what's in between their legs. You don't get the quality directors in anymore, which you used to get in at the beginning of the fucking Marvel films that, could actually write, direct, had experience before they came on here. You don't have Jon Favreau anymore. You don't have Kenneth Branagh anymore. You don't have people that are competent at fucking directing films. No. If as long as you're black, lesbian, prison warden kind of material, that's when you can fucking direct a fucking Marvel film now. And look at Nina DaCosta. Left the fucking project halfway through. Went off to make another film. It has nothing to do with executives. It has nothing to do with that. You're just casting piss poor fucking directors and piss poor writers. And she was a writer on the film as well. Right? This is what happens when you start fucking putting people in for their fucking gender, religious beliefs, skin color over fucking talent. Right? You pick them by the talent. You don't pick them by the color of their skin. You don't pick them by their gender. You don't pick by who they decide to shag. You pick them by their talent. If they happen to be a fucking black Nazi lesbian, that's fine, right? But, sorry, it's an in-house joke. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. That's why. That's why
ex-wife reference works better. Not my ex-wife. No, someone else's ex-wife. It's I. Someone somewhere has got to just turn around to guys. Money. We need to make some because we can't. We can't be sitting there. First thing I would ask for is that there'd be a cessation of all bonuses for all executives until they start making money. That's it. Because you can make some money by not paying them the bonuses. Simple. They can share in the profits, but they can't. But they also have to share in the losses too. And this is something that's kind of pissed me off for a while, where it's like kind of, oh, company's failed, but he's had a 26 million pound payout, and I'm like, bonus wise, yeah. If I don't hit my targets bonus wise, I don't get a bonus. What the fuck kind of bonus thing? You just line your own pocket. No wonder you're going downhill. You've not got any sense of fucking merit or proportionality or anything. I'm just.
You see, I mean, they don't fire people. They don't fire people. They should have fired Rachel Zegler on the spot, right? She's largely responsible for tanking the other bloody film that she was in, the Hunger Games prequel. So many people, and it's obvious because you see it online. So many people are saying, "I'm not going to go and see this movie because of her." Right? That movie has lost money because of her. Now they couldn't help it because she said all this stupid shit after she was cast and that film was shot, right? But what have Disney done? They haven't sacked her. They've delayed the film and hope people will forget. The trouble is, this silly bitch, things are now coming out about all over the place. She's a nasty, horrible piece of work, right? Who hides behind the woke banner to make her look good and to, buy her friends in Hollywood. She's just a nasty, vile piece of trash. Right, and you see it, and I don't often say that about people, but she is one of them. Right, Disney, if you had any balls, and excuse the expression because I know that's misogynistic, but if you had any guts, there we go, it's better. You would have fired her on the spot, because what she's done is taken a great big shit on the film that literally launched you in. It is part of your history. You do not take a shit in the hand that feeds you. But the trouble is, Iger would never do that. Look, again, Disney, not going to be here in 10 years. Not going to be here. Unless the board grow a pair and fire him and put somebody in that can actually start going, right, we need to get good writers in. We need to get talented people in again. We need to create films that we're good at, family films, wholesome films that are targeted at everybody. Yes, you can sprinkle a little bit of this stuff in there because it should be. We are in a modern world where, you shouldn't be persecuted because you're homosexual. You shouldn't, be persecuted because of the color of your skin.
Because you're a man, Keith. Because you just happen to be a straight man.
No, but I think you can put some of that in there. I don't find, it makes my blood boil when I see real racism, when I see real homophobia. It does. It winds me up, right?
I just find it...
Go on.
I find it funny because you go to any other country in any other part outside the fucking Western world, you will find it rife with fucking racism. I'm sorry. It's just, we want to be polite and this, that, and the other. And I've just got to the point where I don't give a shit. Yeah. If you want to do that, it's what it is the universe will rebalance its fucking self.
Well, it's putting us back. Or what these people are doing is they're not furthering their cause. They are making people who were moderate into, what's the word? They are when you make somebody turn from somebody into a moderate to an extremist, they are.
Oh no, Keith, no. Don't fucking ever use that in front of me. No, they are not being turned into extremists. They are just pointing out the fucking obvious.
No. I'm not saying that.
Speaking truth becomes a revolutionary act in times of lies.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they are. Sorry, radicalizing is the word. But
they're not even being radicalized.
No, I'm not talking about.
They're the radicals.
No, hear me out.
I know what you're trying to say, and you're doing.
No, I'm saying that people who are mild racists or people who. They're making people double down on stuff they wouldn't normally double down on, right?
They're the racist ones, Keith.
I agree with you.
They
I
judge
agree with you.
they
But
prejudge everyone.
You are putting dividing lines in. You are forcing people to take a side.
Yeah,
it is division, and you are radicalizing people that were moderate and on the other side, and that's what you're doing. This is what it does, and I'm not. These people are vile. The left are just as bad. Fucking hell, right? Mussolini's party was not right wing. If you look at the history, I mean, and that's what I mean. It's happening on both sides. And Elon Musk can build a big rocket and put all these woke morons who are destroying this world, who proclaim to care about fucking, the environment. Stick them all on a rocket, send them off. We'll all be better off. The environment will be better. We'll be getting on with each other better because we won't be divided anymore. Just put them in a fucking rocket, blast them off into the sun, preferably.
One-way trip to the sun. All right, let's move on because this is fucking boiling my piss.
Watching the content so far? Why don't you leave a comment and join in with us?
Is this going to boil my piss some more, Keith?
I don't know.
I've spent a couple of fucking podcasts with you, and everything is just getting on my tits. I feel like such a miserable, grumpy old man. I'm turning into Nigel. Am I going ginger? Can you be honest? Am I going ginger?
I think a bit white there.
Just asking.
I have no idea because I know naff all about Fallout, but I suspect it will. But then we can talk about slow horses, which was genuinely good.
Yes, we will. We'll talk about slow horses. We'll end on a high note. Come, let's see how this is going. Tell me if you can hear it.
I know that I've lived a relatively comfortable life.
Stop! Lucy!
You need to go home. Vault dwellers are an endangered species. I do not think you would be willing to do what it takes to survive up here.
Todd Howard, fuck off! Sorry.
If you insist on staying,
Who's that?
then you will have to adapt.
Tomorrow, so they say, will be a lovely day. A bright new sun will suddenly break through. But I don't want to see tomorrow unless...
I hope to God this bit here is the Nation of Dave. I think it's the Nation of Dave. There's a settlement in Fallout 3 which is called the Nation of Dave, and it's been the Nation of Dave for like 3 generations, and then Dave was then exiled, and then things went downhill, and then Dave returned, and I'm hoping this is the Nation of Dave. I can't remember.
I see it with you.
There were never any fucking Cyclops in Fallout.
I grabbed a moldy one.
Yagwise, love the Yogi Bear. Well, they're wiping out Los Angeles. Nothing was lost. Sorry, nothing of significance was lost. All right, so Okay, so it looks like they've lifted quite a bit from Fallout 4. So let's have a look. So, oh, I fucking jumped. How did I do that? How did I do that?
I don't know, but that's where they nuke Godzilla. Poor old Godzilla.
Yeah, but it's so they've got the big vaults. These are like Fallout 4 style vaults. Now, I'll be honest with you. I was always under the impression you could have a male or female protagonist because the way the game's set out, because you can be a male or female protagonist.
Oh, that's why
now, if you're doing Fallout
know.
4, in Fallout 4, you had two voiced protagonists for the first time. One was a soldier, the other was a lawyer. As long as you don't make out she was the soldier and he was the lawyer, not got a problem. I'll be honest with you. So the vault, that's a quite good recreation of the vault, apart from they haven't got the big fuck off lift at the end. Vault 33, it looks like it's set in California rather than in Massachusetts or the Capital Wasteland or Vegas, which is the one that probably everyone wanted to see. You've got all the bits there, which looks good. You've got the big fuck off rad roaches. Now we get to matey here. Hang on, Michael. I can't remember his bloody name now. Michael Emerson, I think the actor's name is. This fella here. I think he might be a guy from the Institute, which is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. When they built a massive Keith, imagine this. They built this massive silo underground, yeah, to escape all the radiation. A massive silo. Could you imagine that? A TV show about a silo. I'm just saying. Because I was sending you bloody images from it. So I'm not bothered with the female protagonist. That's fine. You can have it. You've got the bloody I can't remember. They call them vertibirds, which are fine. I can't tell it. I think because there's usually two factions. You get the Brotherhood of Steel, and then you get the Enclave, or what was the U.S. government at the time, and they tend to be either the bad guys in that. That's not Preston Garvey, so our settlements are fine. Then they got the old power armor, which looks cool. And then you got dog. This is going to be either dog meat or dog shit, depending on how leery they're going to be. So in Fallout 4, you get your dog companion, very useful. Now, there's theories that this was a creation by the Institute to keep an eye on you when you left the vault. Yeah, so you find this dog. He's quite friendly. He hangs around with you. Yeah, he might be the twist in the story. Okay, cool. Power armor, Brotherhood of Steel logo on the chest. So this is like retcon power. Well, I say a reconditioned power armor. Got the guys in the vault. This looks fine. Apart from this, looks a bit Vault 7. This here looks a bit Vault 76, which is terrible. You should have the Overseer's office somewhere up there. Not that I've played these games so much. I know where the bloody Overseer's office is. Then you've got, which I think is them trying to recreate a settlement called Megaton, which was a collection of scraps and bits, which had a nuclear bomb in the center of it. That's why it's called Megaton. So you got those bits there. Again, not that bothered. I hope this is just a guy who's lost his nose and not a ghoul, because that's not ghouly enough for me. They should look radiation decayed and whatnot. It's clearly a bad guy. So we got that there. There's a sign in the background I can't read. This I'm hoping is the United Nations of Dave. Should be interesting. I only say that because the guy's wandering out his pants. There's plenty of weirdos and stuff. Got the bad guy. Got this. I bet you if I look into a fucking job history, she's done fuck all. I'm just saying.
I recognise her.
Yeah, and then you've got this guy with one eye. Never had any one-eyed people in thingy. I don't know why they've got that. They've got the turrets, which are always fun and games when you walk around a corner and you get one of those in the face. Ah, Mr. Handy. Unless it's the military version, which is Mr. Gutsy, but I think this looks like Mr. Handy. So, yeah, this is looking interesting.
There wasn't a lot of sort of 50s retro advertisement. I thought that was the big thing in...
It was, right, so the Fallout world goes like this. The microchip was never invented and everything hinged around nuclear technology. Yeah, so the microchip was never properly invented. So everything went atomic. Atomic this, atomic that, small fission batteries, fusion power, etc. This is called a Yagwai. So just basically, it's named after Yogi Bear, and you can see how useful the power armor is. Then you got settlement on the beach, and I can't remember what this thing. Yeah, it's got some. I think the problem with so the vaults in Fallout. The theory goes that they created these vaults in Fallout because they were planning on going into space to get away from everything. Yeah, so they ran experiments on people to try and figure out how to manage everyone as they were traveling through deep space. So there's a West Tech vault out there somewhere, Vault 1, which has got all the cool shit in it. For them to go to space where they collect all this information. And it looks like whatever Vault 36 shit goes down after they leave. And then you've got the Brotherhood of Steels. They've got their, I can't remember what they call the thing.
Is that an
airship?
air
Carrier. It's an anti-gravity airship.
Oh.
So it's got anti-grav on it. It looks like an airship, but it's not. It's anti-gravity.
Ah, so they've invented anti-gravity.
Yeah, they've got. Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, anti-mavity.
Oh, for fuck no! Fuck off! Don't you fucking bring that here, all right? And then you got look like this guy here looks like he's trying to rescue a girl during the explosion. And then LA gets destroyed. Let's just sorry, hang on a second. I'm gonna turn the volume off. Let's just enjoy this.
Now one on the BBC and we'll be all good.
Oh hell yeah. So in the story it was this. Well, I hope they put it in because America's at war with China, and China dropped the first nuke on America because they started using a thing called the FEV, which is forced evolutionary virus, which allowed them to create hundreds of soldiers really quickly. So the Chinese panicked and started nuking America. So yeah, Fallout logo. It's got potential. It's got potential. The female protagonist, the surprise whamming thing, given Fallout's nature, as long as she's
fair enough. I didn't know, to be 100%, so I wanted to gauge your reaction because I thought the rest of the trailer looked interesting, but I thought, is this surprise whamming? So the fact that you have not turned around and you've said actually that kind of works narratively gives me some more hope.
Because when you play the game, you can pick whatever person you want. Seriously, you can pick whatever.
No, fair enough.
You put yourself into the character and become that character, like you do with all role-playing games, unlike Starfield, which was just shit. Sony must have been patting themselves on the back, going, "We fucking missed that one, boys." Yeah. So it looks good.
Oh,
it does look good.
Just reminded me. Downloaded the full Uncharted lot again. That's been given away again on the PlayStation. All the Uncharted games. So yeah, I've got them. Or he's got them. Or he's did. Or he thought, right, I'm going to grab him this time because he's going to give me shit if I don't.
Oh yeah, no. Uncharted. Even the fourth one is good, even though there's some bits in it that like you can't kill fucking Nadine. Why can't you set her up as a bad guy and you can't kill fucking Nadine? You can't even have like a conversation with her and persuade her out of what she's doing either. Yeah, and it's the thing what they could have done is very simple. Is they got to the end of the game, they've got the bad guy who's going after the treasure, and Nadine who's got the what do you call it, the private army, and all she had to turn around and do is look at the guy and turns around and goes, he's killed over half. These guys have killed over half my men. Yeah, I am out badly. Yeah. And you want to carry on with this shit because they're murdering. Because it doesn't matter if you win or lose against her. You're fucking beating her because you've fucking just mullered half of her people, destroyed her military equipment, fucking put her probably into debt. But hey,
there's the Boys season 2 trailer. I know, sorry,
season 2,
season 4 trailer. But they also released the fall scene that we were talking about in the Reacher trailer. Where Reacher's at the cash point, and I
saw that ages ago.
No, but they released the full scene.
Well, let's just not worry about that until Reacher comes back, and then I'll be happy.
Generally, it was funny. It was good. Right, so The Boys season 4.
The Boys. Let's see how I can fuck it up this season. They did. The worst thing is they got so close.
Rome. Greece. All democracies fail. Because people are fucking stupid. But if you crush the masses, who builds your monuments? Who tongues your taint? The people will tear it apart themselves. You just gotta nudge them a little. Then you get to swoop in, be the one saving it.
Like Caesar.
Like Caesar.
Don't worry. If there's hell below,
Oh, hell.
Who wants their balls crushed?
Me.
Your team. What's your code name again?
The boys.
Oof. Who came up with that shit?
It's, they fucked certain things up with the boys.
Yeah,
which
but
really
did they
got on
not
my
kill off
tits.
Black Noir in the last one? And yet there was a Black Noir.
Yeah, I'm hoping they figured out that they fucked up and they need to put the clone of Homelander in place. Yeah.
I think they might have done that, and if they did, that was quite a good double bluff. I'll give them that. I'm going to watch it, or start to watch it, unless it gets really stupid again. Because there were parts of season 3 I really enjoyed. I mean, you know, when what's his face was on the sort of, you know, the drug that makes him temporarily have superpowers, and he was bashing the shit out of Homelander. That was pretty good. That whole fight between him and Homelander. It was just, I'm wishing he had fucking crushed him. But it could be interesting. It could be interesting. Just putting it out there. The Reacher scene was good, and I'm looking forward to Reacher season 2. That generally does look good. But they put the full scene. The way he fucking pulls him out the car. Gareth, he treats him like this little ragdoll. He pulls him out the car.
Dude,
punches him
Alan
3
Richter's
times.
fucking huge.
Puts his head in the door, bashes the door 3 times, and just picks him up with one hand and throws him over out like a ragdoll. You're like, and he goes, "Don't worry, I'll be out for a while." Out for a while? He's fucking dead. He's dead.
Do you want to hear something? I am looking forward to. I have to wait till the 15th of December to watch Godzilla -1.
Yes, that does look kind of good. That does. I will go.
They scaled down Godzilla and made it more threatening because it's smaller, and for some reason smaller equals scarier for some reason. And I'm very curious. I'm hoping it will be as good as people have been saying. But it's word of mouth that I'm hearing this from, which is it's not a bad thing.
And it's not a Hollywood movie.
So. No, it's not a Hollywood movie, so I've got lots of hope for it.
But it's got to have some good going. Oh no, it's a good year.
You're obsessed with that, aren't you?
Yes. Right. Should we talk about something really freaking positive then?
Oh yes. The hang on a second. Yeah.
You're a cunt.
That's for putting me through this shit, Keith. We had a pact a while back. We were going to talk about happy stuff. That's why I did Star Trek for so long.
Yeah, we are going to have to move.
We need to do Harry Potter. We need to do Harry Potter next, and maybe we'll go through Doctor Who when it was good.
But this Slow Horses was genuinely, I loved it. Really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. Had a big smile on my face, and just genuinely fucking brilliant. It is good. And I don't know what they're doing this season, which is interesting. I don't know where this one goes.
All right, so I've got a theory, and my theory goes like this: that tag team chieftain, or whatever it is. So you see them at the beginning, and they're supposed to be another kind of spy agency, but they're a bit more gunsy, shall we say? Yeah. I've got a feeling they're the equivalent of the slow horses. And the reason that I get that is fucking scene 1, the leader fucks up Rawley. Yeah? Further down on with Standish, yeah? And they hand her like a ham and cheese sandwich. Yeah? And I'm just like, oh god, they're their version of the slow horses. Which I think is going to be interesting because I think there's another team out there too. And the other team are the ones that stole the documents from the woman at the beginning. I didn't realise she was English. The one from
from
Alien
Fantastic
Covenant
Beasts.
and Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah,
I didn't realise she was English until I watched that, and I was like, oh, that's it. And then I realised, oh, maybe her American accent doesn't sound as convincing as I thought it was. So,
but
yeah.
I mean, just every scene that Gary Oldman in, he just steals it. He just steals it. He's so repulsive. It's brilliant. And
that's part of his fucking cover. That is to keep everyone
I
away.
know. But even the bits where he's going for the medical checkup with the doctor, and that was good. And then he comes back and he's talking to the secretary, who's not just the secretary, because she's also a trained spy, quite obvious. Especially because she knew exactly who the guy he was talking about, and knew what time he got up and left. And I'd seen the archives woman again. And she would not let arsehole dogs in. And I mean, they are bigger arseholes. But then the episode ended. I didn't think he was going to get caught, and he's got caught by the dog, so they're going to lay into him. What's her face is finally getting a bloody, bit of a sort of...
no, she's the one who's going to let him go.
Oh yeah, I know.
She's the one who's going to let him go because she's been demoted, and she doesn't like fucking Duffy, who's the guy in charge of the dogs. And yeah, it's glorious. So just the setup goes as follows: you've got this other team called Chieftain, which you don't find out until later on, and Chieftain, have let some documents slip. They literally do it. Matey does it in the first scene. Let some documents slip, and for some reason, they want something from Jackson Lamb or something from Standish, and we haven't quite worked out what that is. And it's the characters are all fantastic. River Cartwright is fantastic. Fucking Ho, what such a little dick.
It's the one time, right, where her smacking him and knocking him the fuck out. You're cheering her on, because it wasn't like, a typical whamming thing. The guy is a genuine dick, and she knocks him the fuck out. Brilliant. And she's just like, you should have done that earlier. Yes, you bloody well should have done. And the chase scene again, the whole chase scene, they both fuck up in the chase scene, especially when they run into each other. And then somehow, miraculously, what's his face is around the fucking corner,
He's got it all sorted. It's like he watched the whole thing happen. Because he was tracking the fucking van, that's why.
Yeah,
he was figuring out where that
get
van was going.
how good, he's an obnoxious son of a bitch, but he is a fucking good spy. And the bit when he went into the kebab shop and everything, and he nicked the knife because he knew, and he had the knife ready, and then they disappeared again. Brilliant. And that's the other team, isn't it? Oh no, it's the same team, or was it the other team?
Chieftain team, the Chieftain team, not the dogs. The Chieftain team,
not the slow horse or the slow horses who. Because you're right, I think they are another slow horses.
Yeah, I think they're the equivalent of the slow horses because they just seem like fuck ups.
Well, they're probably the equivalent of MI6's slow horses, because he operates. It starts in Turkey. MI5 don't operate, well, officially don't operate internationally. I think they're the equivalent of sixes, slow horses. I think they're the fuck ups of the international spies, should we say? And that would explain how he got. That would explain how he got into that team, because the other two are just idiots. Oh, I made you a cheese sandwich. Oh, I made you a cheese and ham sandwich. I didn't know if you were a vegetarian. Okay, all right, dear.
It's it's fantastic. It's like I can't remember the woman's name. The woman's it's like. Have you been where they abducted Standish? I went, yeah, I've been where abducted Standish. I'll be amazed if you haven't missed something. And he was just like, he already knew, and it's like, God, for God's sake.
But again, I think your theory about them being so, because she finds him she finds the fucking rental agreement in his name.
Yes. Even I know that, and I'm not a spy. Ho brings it up, the irritating little shit, and he knows that too.
Yeah. He does play the little shit really well.
What's the bit where she's in the pub with him and it's like kind of the matey, and it's like kind of I've been compromised. Oh my god, who is it? Is it FSB? No. Is it North Koreans? No. It's not organised crime, is it? Crikey, if it's organised, no, it's worse. And then Ho turns up and like, oh my fucking word. So it's.
I had a massive smile on my face on Wednesday watching that, because I messaged you, didn't I, saying, "Have you seen it? It's fucking awesome."
There's a lady in my office called Jane, and she loves the TV series too. And it was just like, Jane, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. I've got someone to talk to about it. So yeah.
But now you've got Apple TV. You can watch Monarch as well. You can watch some Nuke.
I started watching Monarch. It was fucking slow to start with.
It is a bit slow.
It was so slow. I've got to a bit with Kurt Russell and they're escaping whoever, whether it's Monarch or Monarch Light or whatever. So I've got that there, and I do think it's a brilliant bit of casting having him and his son, because they did a great bit where they had the overlap and they just morphed, and it was just like a perfect morph.
It is very clever, and they do look alike. So yeah, it was clever doing that. I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying it. It's not like the worst thing. Yeah, it's a bit slow in places, but it's still better than most things that are on TV. So it's kind of enjoyable in a fun about way. Kind of enjoying For All Mankind. It's not brilliant. It's not amazing TV, but it's better than a lot of the other stuff that's on there at the moment. So we've got Rebel Moon coming, and I don't know if that's going to be.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. No, Zack Snyder can't. It's going to be okay. It's just going to be okay. You're going to watch it and you go, "This is okay." That's what it is. You're watching. That's okay.
Well, by today's standards, that's a passable thing. So I watched The Creator, and I get what you mean, right? But the stupid fucking thing was, right? You know the bit like in The Creator, which makes me laugh because you know the bit in The Creator where what's her face? I mean, I call her CJ because I can't remember. Alison Janey is the like hard ass commander bitch, right? And they are attacking the bunker. So they've got the dude back in, and they're attacking the bunker, right? That was filmed like next to the fucking hotel where I stayed. I was looking at it, and I was looking and trying to say, yeah, it looks like Asia. It looks a bit Asia-like. Yeah, no, not only is it Asia, it's fucking Thailand.
They also filmed at fucking Canary Wharf tube station again.
And I stayed. No, it wasn't Canary Wharf tube station. It's
Which one was it? It's a Jubilee line, though.
No, it's Bangkok Airport.
Was it Bangkok?
Yeah,
sure?
they've very recently created a satellite terminal, right? A bit like Terminal 5 has, and they've got a train that runs in between the two of them, and it looks very much like the Jubilee line, but it was Swanage. So it was all filmed in Thailand. Everything was filmed here. And the stupid thing was that entire fucking scene, I stayed there literally in January. It's like literally filmed there. And the bit is like when they're coming in, I've got drone footage from flying around there. This massive open place that looked like there'd been something there recently. Where it turns out it was that bloody film being shot there.
Oh, well.
I thought visually though it was a good looking film, but it was a bit boring.
Yeah,
story-wise.
yeah, it was, but I don't know what they were doing.
According to IMDb,
Yeah.
I've heard this.
Yes. Dear Zack Snyder, get a fucking editor, please.
Yeah, and
be it script or editor.
The reason I'm dubious about this is because this was going to be a Star Wars movie that Star Wars turned down. So it's either going to be so bad that they didn't make it into a Star Wars movie, or it actually might be too good to be a Star Wars movie.
Keith, it's going to be, in comparison to the Star Wars stuff, it's going to be legendary. But in comparison to your expectations, or if it's any good, come on.
Oh dear. Well, don't worry. We've only got one more episode of Doctor Who, so you don't have to worry about it after next week. We've got another episode of Slow Horses. That will be good. You can finish watching Monarch, and we can talk about, them nuking Godzilla, because you haven't got to that bit yet.
So, no, I haven't got to that bit yet.
Nuke Godzilla. And then you've got an entire episode set in like the North Pole with a iced titan that feeds on fire. But she's hot, so I don't care. That's the only reason I'm watching. And for Godzilla. Because I love a Godzilla. Yeah, I will watch that Godzilla movie. But anyway, I think we've gone on too long. So have you got anything else?
Anything else to say? I'm not gonna be happy next week, am I? I'm not going to be happy, Bunny, am I? The Doctor Who thing will be like kind of, there'll be some spectacle in it, and I'll just be like, I've seen that before. That's been ripped off before. Fucking The Message, and yeah.
I would like to say you're going to be fine, but no, I think Doctor Who. So we might not even talk about it. It might be so damn egregious that it's not even worth talking about. I suspect that we might get something. I don't know. They show. I mean, the what's his face? On the next week's episode, Shooty Gatwa turned up. So, and they show Tennant regenerating. I do want to know why Tennant's come back, but I think it's going to be lame. But I am intrigued. But everything the whole thing of it being promised is all going to happen in this episode. So either it's all going to happen in this episode, or it's not going to happen at all.
Been there, done that.
I think it's not going to happen at all.
You owe me a t-shirt.
Yeah, true. But we can talk about...
done that. Keith owes me the fucking t-shirt.
Get that printed on a t-shirt. Don't watch Killer directed by... No, I wouldn't do anyway.
I can't remember the last thing David Finch done. He did Alien 3 and then 7 and then something else and then disappeared. David Fincher. Well.
I don't think there's anything coming next week, Netflix or anything. No, we'll talk about Slow Horses.
We'll talk about Slow Horses. And on that note, it's goodbye from me.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.